I think what may be happening now is, and this is all speculation, but it's based on everything we've seen, read, that I've heard, reported, others have reported. I think that Rodgers is starting to realize they really mean that they're not going to trade me. So my choices are to play for them or play for no one. If I play for no one this year, I got to pay him back $11.5 million. If I play for no one, the next year it's another $11.5 million. I got a $6.8 million roster bonus I already earned this year. That goes back too, and I don't get to play football in one of the few remaining years that I have. How do I put this toothpaste back in the tube and show up? And that's why I think it's interesting to look carefully at comments from John Kuhn to CBS Sports Radio, comments from James Jones to NFL Network. They're talking about this is fixable. They're talking about Rodgers not holding out, that there is a way to reconcile. And even if the Packers ultimately do nothing other than some hollow gesture, and maybe they will, just something, so Aaron Rodgers can hold something up in the air and say, I won, I think they're laying the foundation for him to come back.
Well, and I heard what James Jones had to say to my colleagues on NFL Network yesterday, saying that it's fixable and that, they just wants to have the championship players there so they can win. It's just, I don't know what that means. They re-sign Aaron Jones, I mean, it's not like they've done everything like the Bucs catering to Brady, but that's just not the way they do business. And in terms of the way that Green Bay does business, it is the drafting of somebody like Jordan Love last year, that any contract to fix it would have to, shove Jordan Love's, just the contract you give Rodgers would create the situation in which Love won't get on the field and won't get the reps that the Packers may require him to get in order for them to evaluate him properly, if not miss the entire window of what Mike, better than most, is what a team wants to do with that first contract window, win a championship in that. It seems like what happens now in this summer, that ship may sail on Jordan Love's first window if Rodgers gets the contract terms to make him satisfied. Is that a proper reading of the conundrum here?
Absolutely. And Rich, that was the case back in January when Aaron Rodgers shows up at the press conference after the season-ending loss to the Buccaneers, and he stuns everyone by suggesting that even his future with the team is in doubt. And then after 48 hours of everyone going crazy with that, he goes on Pat McAfee's show and what's the big deal? I don't mean anything by that. I'm not going anywhere. It's all the stuff that he said at the time to take the steam out of it, but we had reported in the interim he wants a new contract, specifically a contract that binds the Packers to him. He's bound to the Packers. The Packers are at the stage of his contract where they are not bound to him. It's a year-to-year existence. So they can see how he played in 2020. Hey, he was the MVP. We're not getting rid of him. If he had stunk, bye-bye Aaron. He's got that same thing hanging over him this year and next year. He wants a contract and has wanted a contract that makes it a 2 or a 3-year commitment, which ultimately would nullify the usefulness of Jordan Love and quite possibly would result in the Packers doing with Love what the Patriots eventually did with Jimmy Garoppolo, the second-round pick in 2014, that pissed off Tom Brady and vaulted him to this second act of his career that is still going strong. But it was that arrival of Garoppolo that really got Brady back in gear, and you can say the arrival of Jordan Love got Aaron Rodgers back to form and better form than ever before when there were some signs of slippage in 2019. So that's what he wants, and I don't know that he's going to get it. Bob McGinn reported they've offered to make him the highest-paid quarterback in football. I don't care about the numbers. I care about, are they tied to him for 2 or 3 years, because that's what he's looking for, an inability by the Packers as a practical matter to trade him after 2021. That's what he wants, and if they were going to give it to him, I assume they would have done it at some point in the last 3 months before this all exploded.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.